She was reaching for the stitched rectangle, but fate had other plans. The sandwich was crooked, the plate was warped, and the sentiment cut completely off center. Now armed with nothing but a bone folder and sheer determination, she's back in the craft room, ready to layer, emboss, and reclaim her dimension. Will her cardstock survive another pass? Will her new release order finally ship? Will she remember where she put that one flower die? Tune in for another chapter of Cut Diary, where every cut has a story and every layer has a little drama, only on JMarieDesigned.
Hello, crafty friends. I am Jana with JMarieDesigned, and welcome to another episode of the Cut Diaries, where every cut has a story and every layer a little drama. And today we're working with a mystery card kit from Cards by Kendra. And this is a little perk as a VIP or all access member of her Patreon, and the links are listed above. So, welcome, friends. And if you're on the replay, hello, replay crew. Hey, Justine, how are you, girl? I don't know if you saw the very beginning before the intro started. Abner was sitting on my lap. His latest thing is to hang out with me. So I do have a new camera. Look, there I am. Hey, friends. So I will try to remember to look at the camera every once in a while. It's kind of new, so that's hard to do. So yeah, this is me in all my glory. But today we are working with this mystery card kit, and what it is it's a perk from Kendra for being a Patreon member. And when it comes, it has a QR code here. And when you scan that QR code, you can print out this list. And this list tells you everything that is in your kit. And they are so fun. She puts together some really amazing kits. So this one is called Just a Note. And um, part of it is from Pink and Maine. Part of it, the stamp set, is from Your Next Stamp, which sadly is out of business. And then she adds in things like um, a die cut, a wobbler, a sticker, enamel dots, a stencil, and then this super adorable. Let me grab a piece of paper because this stamp set is so cute. Look at this. Look at those little geckos. I love them. Hey, Anna Marit, are you at work, girlfriend? Or are you home? I guess it's 7 o'clock. You might be getting home. So this is all that you get, and then you get a bunch of card fronts, and I'm pretty sure you get enough to do the entire Kendra's card challenge. So if you were to take your papers, these are six by six sheets of patterned paper. They're double-sided. Look at those stripes. Aren't those amazing? Um, and cut these down, you could do the whole challenge with just this mystery card kit. That's pretty cool. So today we are going to, you know, see if there's any drama today. Last time my camera wasn't working, so we had to wing it. But we're going to do a variation of sketch number 5, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite sketches. So when you download your PDF for the card challenge, you will get the cutting guide as well as 15 card sketches. So I keep mine in these little page protectors, and then they go in a binder. So I have a couple years worth actually, because my membership, before I was on the design team, I could print them out. But we're going to do sketch number 5, and we're going to do a little variation on it. And it's kind of a fun back to school-ish idea. So wait and see what drama unfolds. This whole soap opera thing cracks me up. It's so I'm just having fun with it. Um, but let's stamp our little gecko dudes, and we're gonna color both of them. And let me get this stuff out of the way before I lose it, because we definitely need a wobbler. So we're gonna stamp this guy and color him in, and then we will have to fussy cut, but that's all right. He's fairly basic uh shapes. Hey Melissa, how are you, friend? Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 4 of the Die Cut Diaries, which is just a fun little Friday thing that I do, um, just to, to have some fun, to hang out with my crafty friends, to make a couple cards. Today we are doing, we're using a mystery kit from Cards by Kendra, and they're so fun. I love it when they come every month because it truly is a mystery, and but they go together so well. All right, we're gonna use some Simon Hurley Stellar. The card kit, Melissa, is from Cards by Kendra, and it's part of the VIP or the All Access Patreon um group or level. The links are up above and also in the description box. They will say membership, or you can check out the latest quarterly challenge. So I don't know if you're familiar with Kendra's card challenge, Melissa, but it's a quarterly challenge that Kendra does. You get a free PDF to print out or save to your computer, or however you want to use it. There's a cutting guide to cut 6 by 6 sheets of pattern paper down, and then there's card sketches for 15 cards, unique cards. So when you're if you and you can enter them to win amazing prizes. So you have the quarter, you have July, August, September. So we're nearing the end of August, but you still have time to get those in. And then we'll have September. But there are fantastic prizes as well. But these are but yeah, Patreon is where you can download the PDF for the card challenge. There. So we are using sketch number 5, and as part of the design team, but I also, before that, I was a VIP member, because I love the mystery kits. They give you enough stuff to do a whole challenge. And yes, I talk with my hands. You will see them. Sorry. I take it after my mom there. My mom was a teacher, but we used to say that if we tied her hands down, she would be mute because she couldn't talk without her hands. So I do talk a lot with my hands. So you will see me doing that. And a lot of times, because I don't have my face usually on camera, um, you will see me use my hands a lot. So let's get this stamped. All right, this little gecko, and he's new, so he might have to go a couple times. And also, this is a super juicy pad, which the Stellar inks are a foam pad from Simon, and so they are a little softer than his felt pads. Right, Annamarit, thank you. Yeah, if you're on an Apple device, like if you're watching from your phone or anything and you want to join, go to your desktop, because Apple charges extra, which is, I don't think is very cool. All right, let's see. We're missing his little mouth and mouth. Oh, he's going to be so fun to color. And the lines are really bold anyway. The PDF is free. So anybody can download the PDF. Back to work, Justine. Bye, friend. Thanks for coming. I will chat with you soon. Have a fantastic Friday. The PDF is free, Melissa. So anybody can download that. You just go to kendrascardchallenges.com and you can download the free PDF. And that allows you to do all the sketches and you can enter the challenge. There's a in links party to upload your photo to, and then there's also a Facebook group. Um, and you will find all that on her the Patreon link that I have up above, but it's free. Anybody can do it. And she has great prizes. There are, I think, in the prize packs, not individual prizes, but total, each quarter over $1,000 in prizes that Kendra puts together from some amazing sponsors. And so pretty much every Saturday, there is a hop of some sort. He's so cute. Where you can hop along, and those are I color on, it is the Hammer Mill color copy 100-pound paper. I will put a link for it on Elizabeth's Discord. For it, it's the one that I love. I use Copic markers, and so I like the weight of this. It's a nice thick cardstock. It's 100 pounds, so it's pretty sturdy, but it also colors really well. It's nice and smooth, so there's no like tooth to the paper. So the markers really like it. All right, let me find my color chart first of all, and let's pick out some colors for our little gecko. And we're gonna color both of them, but I think they need to be kind of like, we're gonna go these ones down here. Not that one. 61. So my marker storage is a mason jar box. um, it just happened to have 12 spaces for, I think they were the quart-sized jars that we had gotten for canning and freeze drying. And so it holds my markers. So I have nothing fancy that my markers are in. They are just in a cardboard box with dividers. But there's just enough that each color family of my Copics fits in there. And I have been collecting Copics. There's all sorts of alcohol markers that you can use. I have been using Copics for over 17 years. So my collection has been growing. Actually, Melissa, before I was on the design team for Kendra, I did win. I won a monthly drawing for foil from Crafty. So yes, I have won. There are fantastic prizes. Let's see. Let's find one more darker. If I can find it. 63. There we go. All right. I love this color chart. Do you have it? This one is from Sandy Alnock. It's her hex chart. And I have it for my Copics, and I have it for my Prismacolor pencils. Abner, what are you doing? Do you want to say hi, or are you just being weird? It's his lunchtime, and my husband is not home to feed him, and so he's a little out of sorts, trying to tell me, hey, it's lunchtime, I'm not getting fed. Welcome back, Anna Marit. Okay, I gotta take the face cam off because I will forget to look at it. And also I want to zoom in a little closer For my coloring, let's just get this centered here. There we go. Hey, Cordelia! Are you feeling better, friend? All right, so we are going to start with kind of the shaded areas. And I'm going to try to remember to talk, read comments, and color all at the same time. And this is just how I color. Everybody has their way that works for them. Some people go dark to light. Some people go light to dark. I start with my darkest first, and I work my way up, and I do lots of layers. Oh, Cordelia, I wish that you could get rid of that cough. Those are the worst. Those coughs that hang on. Um, they're awful. So we're just going to kind of give him a little dimension. I need to replace the nib on this marker, but it's still working, so we're going to go with it. They would be super cute watercolored too. I didn't use the right ink to watercolor them today. But yeah, they would be, hey, Brian, super fun with watercolors too, or pencils. Brian will be live, y'all, at 2 p.m. Central on the Cat Scrappiness channel for his Dog Days of Summer Funfold Friday. Autumn has officially arrived. Oh, I'm jealous. It's still 90 degrees here. It's still hot here in Alabama. All right, let's see. What is my next color? I think it's this one. I got to keep my chart so I know. Yeah, I wish Autumn was here, but we are still hot, humid, sticky, windy. We had some crazy thunderstorms last night. The dogs weren't happy about that, but that's typical Alabama in the summer. I know Brian understands. He's my state neighbor over in Mississippi. These guys are so cute. Their little grin just cracks me up. All right, 61 at that end. So, yeah, Brian's here. Brian is B&D Crafts and More. He does some super fun stuff on his channel. He's been doing a ton more stuff. He got a new phone, which made a world of difference. But he does some great fun folds and was it Scrappy Tales, Brian, that you just did the project for? Look at these guys. They're so cute. So if you're looking for some entertainment today, Brian is live at 2 Central. On the Cat Scrappiness, which is just at catscrappinesscrafts.com or on YouTube, Cat Scrappiness Crafts. All right. And I think he needs some yellowish spots. All right. I've got too much stuff on my desk. 3 Eastern, 2 Central, 1 Mountain, 12 Pacific, 11 Alaska, and 10 if you're in Hawaii. We had to learn all that. When we lived in Alaska, my best friend, when we were there, she lived in St. Croix. And so I had to always make sure I knew what time it was there before I started messaging her. Yes, 9 p.m. If you're in Norway. All right, we're going to give him some bright yellow dot spots. Because, he's a gecko. He's cute. So, does anybody have any wonderful plans for the weekend? If you have kids, are they back to school? I don't have kids, but school started here this last week. We're going to give them some yellow eyes too. He's so cute. All right, but we're going to go back through now that I have kind of my base layer down. I'm going to go back starting with my darkest and working my way back up. Hey Daria, how are you, friend? Happy Friday. We're coloring a gecko. We're using the mystery kit from Kendra, one of the mystery kits. I don't remember which month this came in. Um, but this is one of the mystery card kits. That is a member perk for VIP and all access. And then one of the, I have to find my sheet. One of the uh, tiers, Patreon tiers, gets uh, a card sampler kit. The stamp set is actually from it's called Your Next Stamp, which sadly they went out of business, but they had the most adorable stamps. And when they went out of business, I think Kendra picked up some of their like overstock, what was left over, and that's what she uses in her card kits. And so there's some super cute ones. When I get ready to start doing Christmas cards again, one of the sets I got were these Christmas avocados, and they were the best. They were so funny. But this little guy is from Your Next Stamp, but they're not around anymore, sadly. Um, but they had some super cute. I have some monsters. The monsters were the other set I might do. Um, yes, open your kits, Anna Marit. So this was another one, but look at these monsters. And this paper, but this was one of the first card kits that I got from Kendra. Um, but when you get the kit, scan your QR code and it'll tell you like what is in your kit and where things came from. So they're lots of fun. And with the mystery kit, there is enough supplies to do the whole challenge, to do all 15 cards in the challenge. All right, there's our little green gecko. I know those monsters are the cutest. I love them. They're up there with the avocados, the Christmas avocados. This guy, I think we will do. I think we're gonna do him kind of some teal colors. So I'm gonna go for my BG 10, 13, 11, 10, 13, 11. That should be good. I usually try and pick three. I try and pick a like a dark, which will be my shadow, a middle, which is gonna blend out my shadow, and then a really light, which is gonna give me my highlights. Those are that's the and that's I mean that's my plan. Does it always work out? No, not really. So let's color his little friend here, and we're gonna start just kind of where things would be the darkest. I love to color. I could sit and do this all day. Um, it is so relaxing, so fun. I'm learning to watercolor. I have colored pencils. I'm not very good with them yet, but they're fun. Um, let's get his little mouth. I'm gonna do under his eye, give him a little dimension across his nose. I think this marker needs to be refilled. So I am I want to do a comparison with um, Copics and Olos. And hold on, let me see if I have the refill for this one. Real quick. Not there. Let me check the other box. Let's see if I have it. I will be very sad and it will go. Nope. It's gonna have to go in the marker graveyard. Hey Meg. All right, so these are the markers that need refills for that I don't have the refills for. Um, so they just hang out in here until I buy a new refill. All right, so let's pick another color. How are you doing, Meg? It's good to see you. All right, so 32 is going to be our next closest, so we'll go with that. Well, Anna, those are school boxes, like pencil boxes from the Walmarts. I love this time of year, one, because I love like office supplies and pens and things like that. I used to work at Staples. That was dangerous. But I love that kind of stuff. And so like school boxes, a brand new box of crayons, um, some of my favorite things. All right, let's get his little cheekers on the side there and around his eyeballs. And then we're just going to come down and then we'll go back up again. So we are doing a variation on sketch number 5 from this quarter's card challenge. And it's becoming one of my favorite sketches. Every quarter it seems that I kind of pick, one that I'm like, oh, I really like how this one works with things. And this quarter it's sketch number 5. Just because it's got kind of a bigger space. I love this little dude. He's so cute. These are from my next stamp, which sadly is not around any longer. But they are part of the card kit that I got from Kendra. But they're just happy. They're just happy little geckos. Happy little clouds. Channeling my inner Bob Ross. All right, we're just going to come in again with our darkest, and I might go one darker. I really want to show, that's not it. That's it. I really want to just do his shadow a little more, and the contrast of his lightness. So we're just going to kind of highlight some of these areas to give them a little dimension. And this is just what I do. You know, everybody finds their own style, and you know what how they color. Just like sometimes you can look at people's cards and just know, oh hey, you know, so and so made this card. Um, that's kind of how this works too. You know, he's just um, I try and most of my coloring pretty much looks the same. I use the same technique when I color. All right. And let's color his little tongue and his mouth. And we're just going to kind of blend this out right here. There's not really an artist drawn line there, but it's there. And then we're going to go just a little darker for his little tongue. And then his spots. Let's see. What do we want to do for his spots? I think they need to be, I think we'll just go with yellow. I think so too. I learned that from Meg. I have taken quite a few of Meg's coloring classes. And, you know, just like any class, you adapt it to your own style and what works for you. And oh my gosh, he's so cute. Hey, Meg, I need a class on how to add white highlights that look okay. The dogs are going to bark. My husband's coming in the door, and then Hero's going to come running down the hallway. So if it gets noisy, I apologize already. And then usually Abner will come and bark at me to tell me that it is time for his lunch. All right, I think this needs to blend out just a little more. Let me find my mid color there. There we go. Just give his little belly and his tail. Get this leg needs a little more shadow. And just kind of blend out that darker color that I put down. There we go. That works better. Hey, that's a style, Daria. All right, that was Hero, the wrecking ball. Are you gonna come say hello? Okay, hold on. I gotta turn the camera on. Abner would like to say hello. He's a little wound up because it's lunchtime. You got the sneezes? So this is Abner, my little buddy, who usually now likes to sit on my lap, and he's gone. It's lunchtime. So that was Abner, my little tiny terrorist. Daria, you know what though? That if that's what works for you, then that's what works. Hey, Christina. Um, then that's what, you know, is your style. And it's amazing because you make beautiful cards. I could just sit and color and never put cards together. I would have piles like this of little colored things that I've colored because coloring is fun, but yet they haven't quite made it to a card. All right, so let's start with how our card is going to go. And then, like I said, there's enough stuff. No, they haven't in here to do the card challenge. So the card challenge, you know, is six by 6 sheets of pattern paper. And so this allows you to do that. And then And this kit, I also got, like card fronts or to use for die cutting because there was a die included. I got a stencil. I got the stamp set. This is the die. It says happy birthday. I got enamel dots and I got a sticker that says sending smiles, which all coordinate together. So let's, I forgot, totally forgot what I was doing. Let's make a card. All right, let's see. What is going to go? I really didn't color these guys to match anything. I think we'll do these little stripies. They match close enough. And so I still have all of this left over. No, you have to go eat your lunch. You sassy little thing. Go. But we are doing a spin on Sketch 5. So Sketch 5 is this one here with the like fishtail banner and stuff, but we're going to do a little variation of this sketch. We're going to put a little twist on it. Let me get a drink because I've been talking a lot. Oh, and I got a wobbler because wobblers are life. I love wobblers. All right. So I die cut. This is going to be my banner. But my little twist is we're going to make a gift card holder. So this is my fake used up gift card. We're going to make a gift card holder using our variation of Sketch 5. So I have, this is kind of my somewhat card front, but I need to cut a mat to go on here, and I think I'm going to use this one here to go under here. So I always audition my papers, and so I will see, and we're going to use the little green guy, I think, and he'll be up here. And then we'll have our sentiment, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use the die cut. We can probably die cut this. Thanks, Daria. Yeah, if you guys would, if you are enjoying hanging out, if you would hit the thumbs up, hit the bell if you want to be notified when I go live or upload content. I would love to have you. So this is our variation. And then we've got red. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let me get all my pieces organized here. And then I have to do some fussy cutting. But I had cut a bigger banner. So I'm just going to use that piece as my base layer for this card. So I don't waste any paper. I tend to gut my cardstock if it's going behind and it's something I want to kind of hold on to. Do y'all do that? Do you cut out the centers and use them for something else? I think I learned that from Shanna. As far as gutting it and then using it, so you have it. Because if you're only using, like this is like a 1/16 of an inch that shows, then it doesn't need all that extra paper behind it. And nobody will know. Nobody will know. All right, so there is our card base. And then we're going to have our flipper flapper card, our gift card holder. Yeah, specialty papers I usually do. But I need to cut this down. So I need to measure. I don't remember what this is. It is 1, 2, 3 3/4. So this needs to be 3 1/2. We're gonna go 3 and a smidge. And then lengthwise, it's not dog hair that's everywhere, it's my hair that seems to be falling out, is 5 inches. So we're going to go 5 and a smidge. That's not right. That's right. No, I want to go the other way. So it's 5, so I'm going to go just under 5. I can't do card math today. So this one is 3 3/4. So I need to go, yeah, I did that one right. Whew, card math. There we go. So we've got a nice, and see, if I had thought about it, I would have gutted this one too because, but my little banner is going to go on there. So my little banner is going to go right on there. And then let's see what to put inside. I've got stripe. Oh, green stripes. I'm going to go with the green stripes. So we're going to go with the 3 3/4 minus a little bit. And what was that? 5. Let's go this way so I don't have the little end. There we go. So this is just kind of a design from my head, but I will write up instructions, and I will put the PDF or the Google Drive document thingy in the description box if anybody is interested. It's just a way to kind of take those card sketches that Kendra does and make them your own. So that's my little twist on the card sketch. Oh, we could put a sentiment right here. You love my person. It's 3/4 minus a little bit. It's about 3/4 minus an eighth. But 1/8 math and 1/16 math is hard. All right, let's just stick that down for a minute and make sure that's good and stuck, because that is where our gift card is going to go. So we want to make sure that that is nice and stuck down. So while that's there, let's do some fussy cutting. My least favorite thing to do. I guess I could find an oval maybe that he fits in, but he's not too oddly shaped that I can't do a little fussy cutting. Fussy cutting just hurts my fingers. I am 6'2". I do not have little tiny dainty hands. This is my hand. This is my hand in the scissors, and so I usually end up with a nice bruise across my finger from fussy cutting. But he's cute enough that he doesn't have a bunch of weird ankles. But when I put the PDF down, it will have actual measurements, not just, 3/4, so minus a little bit. I don't know how Bitty Penny fussy cuts with those big old, her garden shears. They're huge. I think I would lose a fingertip trying to do that. I know I need to, what I would really like is if anybody in the scissor world ever happens to stumble across my live and my ranting about scissors because they hurt my hands. I do have the Tim Holtz ones that I've had for years. Um, I have a whole jar of, I have these ones, but the thing is they're serrated, and I don't want serrated. Those still kind of hurt my hands. Now, if the squeezy scissor people could make a very fine tip. Oh, I have these too. We'll try these. These are new, but they've got the little, if I had this end on these scissors, I would be happy because these are very fine. I forgot I had these. They were hiding in my jar with the pens. Um, and they cut wonderfully and they're nice and thin. They're to get these little edges, but I don't like having to put them in the holes. Oh, he has new ones? I've seen the haberdasher ones. I can't say that. I should be able to say it. That have the handles kind of like these, the larger grips. Um, and I'll have to look. If they're really fine pointed like these. Thanks, Anna. Um, then I like the really fine ones to get, if I've got to do fussy cutting. I will avoid fussy cutting usually as much as possible. I'm not very good at it. It looks like a kindergartner cutting out, when you would trace your hand and um, cut it out. That's kind of what I think they end up looking like sometimes. And then I'll go in, I'll be like, oh, I need to trim this a little closer. And then pretty soon I have just made a huge mess of it. So then what I usually do is anywhere I've got kind of where I turned a corner and I've got like sharp little edges, I'll just snip those off so that they're smooth. Oh, I'll have to. Okay, Christina, thanks. Um, I love these. These are spellbinders, and I love the way they cut. I just wish that they were either squeezy scissors. I don't know what else to call those. They're squeezy scissors. Or they had the bigger finger holes because you can see I've already got this divot in my finger just from this little time of cutting. And I think I complain about that every time. So I'm sorry if you've heard me rant about those before. All right, let's put our lid on our glue for the moment so it'll work when we need to work it to work. And let's do a little dry fit of how this is going to go together. All right, that's going to go on there. This is going to go here. My little card will tuck inside. Here's my banner, which is all part of the sketch. That's the whole reason I chose this one. We'll go there. Let's see, where'd it go? We'll have to see if this will fit. He might be too big. I think he's too wide, and I can't put it on his head because then he'll flop to the side. So sadly, he doesn't get a wobbler. But we will pop him up on some foam. And I will probably move him down just a little bit. And then let's die cut our happy birthday, which is stuck to, let's see. We're just going to use all the colors. So we're going to use a bright yellow to cut out one layer. And then we will use I think some more green. Let's see though if there's, all right, or blue. Nope, not blue. We'll go with green. And we're we're just going to use our banner that I cut out. All right, so let me grab my little die cutter. She's Norwegian. I actually have been using Duolingo to learn Norwegian when I remember. But then that little bird from Duolingo gets kind of annoying. All right, let's cut this layer. And I didn't cut this die apart, so it's going to cut both sections at one time. Oh my gosh, little tiny letters. We don't have to worry about that because I just want the shadow. I'm going to poke it out. Hopefully everything comes out. All right, so there's our shadow. And then we are actually going to, I wish I had little music to play while I poke all these out. The little like Jeopardy. Oh, they're pretty much connected. All right, we're not going to use the green, but I am going to save those in case I use them to fill in the negative from the next one. Yeah, that bird gets a little annoying with all his reminders and his little sassy, you know, sassiness. All right, let's go back through, make sure we got nice, good cut. I just got the magnetic mat, and I have to say, I really like it. All right, so let's set this over here and get this out of the way. And we're going to use, this is our layer. So let's poke these out. And you know what? Here, let me look on them, Rit. It's 271 GSM. All right, so this is some mint tape, and we are going to, I don't know if this is going to work. How about we just do a little bit of it? Like part of it? Maybe that'll work. Oh, have a great time, Daria. We'll see you when you get back. All right, so I'm going to peel off this layer, and I'm going to save that with my green parts over there. And we're going to poke out this part. I love pokey tools. This one is from Cat Scrappiness. I've got another one from Pink and Maine. I've got a couple from scrapbook.com. There we go. All right, so birthday came out. We've got all our little tittles. We don't want to lose those. All right, let's see if we can stick this in there. Oh, that looks cool. And then our H. And our Appy. And then I need to go searching. Oh, we lost our H. All right, there is that one. And our H. Premium. Ugh. Yes, this is what it looks like. It's got the gecko or the chameleon on it, but it is the I have both the 80 pound and the 100 pound. This is the 100 pound that I like coloring on. But it's the green one, premium color copy cover, 100 pound, 271 GSM. And I needed to grab it anyway because I need to cut card fronts down. Now I gotta figure out where to put it. Hopefully it doesn't cause an avalanche. Um, I think I learned that from you, Meg. Um, it is amazing paper. I think this is my. Well, it's gonna be. All right, so we're gonna turn this over. Actually, let's put our card together while I think about this. And we're gonna move this so I just don't lose it. But let's put this part together. All right, so this is our card. Well, and I'm gonna do, it's gonna be kind of wacky because it's gonna open sideways for the main card, and then the little flippy flappy gift card part will open up. So, it's multifunctional. Because I used to use Nina, um, but I noticed that this one is a little more bright white than the Nina. Um, and I like the smoothness of it. And I think I took one of Meg's classes and she said to try it, and I love it. I love the 100 pound is a nice, it feels good. I don't know how else to explain it. All right, so we put our inside in already. Let's put our cover on here. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I love these little Friday just kind of craft with me, hang out, chit chat. Um Days where it's just I can pick, from my stash or whatever project I'm working on and just have fun with it. Yeah, I don't mind it for like card bases, like my card parts, but um for my where I'm in a color, I like the bright white of the um hammer mill. Pam, how are you, friend? I guess it's still morning-ish there. I'm glad you're here. All right, and we're going to actually center this. So this is my variation of sketch number 5 from Kendra's card challenge. We have our little gecko dude. I need to trim that better. See, this is where I go and I'm like, oh, I need to trim this down a little more, and then I keep trimming. It's kind of like when you cut your own hair. And you keep trimming and you keep trimming. That's it. That's all we're doing. You're groggy and still in bed. That's all right. I won't judge. All right. And then our happy. I think what I'm going to do is just glue. Oops. My appy is stuck. Glue this down. And then I will add my. It is on. It's from Sandy Allnock. The hex chart is from Sandy Allnock. And I think it's art classes, or Sandy Allnock JMarieDesigned.com hex chart. And she's got a few of them. She's got for different markers and for Prismacolor pencils. I don't know if that's my little tittle or not, but it's gonna be, because I don't know where I flung the other one. It's just gonna have to work for now. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my little reverse tweezers here, and I'm gonna go around, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue around, and this is a lot of glue, and it probably would squish out, but I'm gonna kind of tap it off, which is what I learned watching Sarah Liz, and she just goes like this and taps it off. And let's get this centered. Wasn't centered. Get my nifty T-square. There we go. Don't want to lose that piece there. All right, let's put some glue in our little, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm just winging it. All right, there is our, I totally missed like all the places. I need my pokey part. These are so tiny. I don't know if I have all the pieces to put back in here. We'll see. We'll see if we do. And then we are almost done. Let's see. I don't know. We're just jamming little pieces in where I think they're gonna go. Except for that one flipped over. I should have thought this through. Close enough. Nobody's gonna know. And then we got to put some. Thanks, Meg. I know it's not a dragon, but it's a gecko. I would say they're, you know, a long lost relative of a dragon. In my story, which I do, my cards have stories. Oh, look, there they are. My cards always have stories. That's how I create, is that there's a story. And last, I forget when it was, I was talking about, oh, it was one with I think it was with Kat. The story of the haunted house and the Kraken. But there's always a story. That's just how I am able to create, is that things have stories, and I think that goes over here. And our, I don't think that's it. I think that's it. Let's see if they snuck under. Nope. We're just gonna make this one fit. Oh, that's upside down. Thinking is overrated. This, yeah. Let's see. Do I have any little more green pieces anywhere? They kind of went flying. Well, I kind of flung them out of the way. Oh well, I'll have to cut more and fix them later because those are all yellow. That's the happy. I'm just missing 2 little pieces. I don't know. They might have just, I might have breathed wrong and they went somewhere else. But that will be filled in. So those little holes will be filled in. Let's get some foam on him. And get him popped up on our card. So this is, and I will show you the sketch. And I don't know if it's starting to thunder, but I've got dogs wandering in because they think they're scared. Get his little feet so they aren't flopping. I know, but I know, Pam. I'll just cut it again. They're probably still stuck to my mat, is where they are. And thanks, Anna. That one's too floppy. That one's too big. His tail's just gonna have to flop. Ha, would you looky there? They're stuck on my mat still. And probably just the 2 that I need. Actually, there's my tittle. That's the very scientific term for the little dot on the eye. Yes, that fits much better. And I lost my, that's the A. All right, where'd it go? I lost one more. It was just here. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. As Tracy would say. It's probably over here stuck on the papers. All right. Anyway, let's get our gecko on here. You're not familiar with the floppy tail lizard? Well, he's native to Alabama. We do have lots of lizards. They're kind of fun though. They're not scary, creepy lizards. They're just little tiny ones. And tons of frogs. Just little tree frogs. Which is funny because they hang out on my kitchen window at night because usually the oven light is on, the stovetop light is on, and so the bugs come to the window and the little frogs and lizards hang out on the window to get the bugs. The heck? We're just gonna tuck that in there. We do have a lot. When we had our swimming pool, one year we didn't, hey, there's my thing I was looking for. One year we didn't empty it and we didn't put the cover on it, and it was like frog I don't know, heyday in there. And they were so loud, but it's so cool to hear them. All right, get that on there. And look, I found my little bee. That's too much glue. There we go. Close enough. And then since they were in here, let's add some enamel dots, and we're going to use these bright yellow ones. And we're just going to put a few. I'm trying to learn restraint for little embellishments. I tend to go a little crazy. It's funny, Cordelia, when they the little tiny ones that get on the kitchen window, it's right above my kitchen sink. So when I go like in to get a drink or anything, you can see little frog toe prints where they've walked across the kitchen window. All right, so we're done. Thanks for hanging out, but let's look. Here is sketch number 5. Here is my variation of the card, but also the variation is that it's a gift card holder. And you could put, you know, a little magnet or a little Velcro or something down there, but it kind of stays open or closed. And then here you go to write your message. So there is our fun little card using one of the mystery card kits from Kendra for being either a VIP or an all access Patreon member. Don't forget, you still have the rest of August and all of September. Look, I'll even hold on. You can see my face. You have the rest of August, all of September to get your cards in for this challenge this quarter. And then October 1st, we start card challenge number 20. And I think that was it. Have a fabulous weekend. I may pop on live at some point during the weekend just for funsies. But thank you for joining me for another episode of Die Cut Diaries, where every cut has a story and every layer a little drama. Remember, always be kinder than you need to be because you never know what someone is going through. Much love, y'all. I will see you next Friday at noon. Thanks for hanging out.
She thought she was reaching for the stitched rectangle, but fate had other plans. The sandwich was crooked, the plate was warped, and the sentiment cut completely off center. Now armed with nothing but a bone folder and sheer determination, she's back in the craft room, ready to layer, emboss, and reclaim her dimension. Will her cardstock survive another pass? Will her new release order finally ship? Will she remember where she put that one flower die? Tune in for another chapter